Hey guys, this is Namkraft. What's going on? Can you hear me? Welcome to this is Starcraft English commentary. We're finally in the round of 16 and the big guns are here to fight, to kind of slaughter each other, and we're going to be having the ASL champion, Mr. Soulkey. I just rather like to call him Mr. X Soul Caliber is my nickname for Soulkey, and let's see how he's going to be performing here. And his opponent is going to be a relatively easy, cheesy kind of player. Hi from New York, Soulkey A4L. The guy in the back looks like a Starcraft player. Some more, white people, a lady in her late 40s wearing glasses. Yeah, so this game is going to be interesting because, like I was mentioning on my community page on my YouTube channel, Scan's first time in the round of 16, and he's going to be facing up against a freaking goddamn troll. Almost like an ultralist. It's like a fight between not even David and Goliath, man. This is a fight between a Marine with dark medic support against an ultralist. But let's see if this Marine is gonna be able to have some nice dances here and get out of this group alive. More Western people in the crowd. Soulkey, turn off the light. Very, very funny. Turn on the scan. How about that? I'll scan you, and also make sure to land your barracks. While we're at it. So anyways, this map, it is going to be Metropolis. Let me just quickly explain a little bit about the format for round of 16. So we're going to be having set 1, set 2, and they're both going to be played on the map Metropolis, and then we'll have the winner set best of 3, so the player who get 2 wins will proceed, and then we'll have the loser set. I believe the loser set is also best of 3, and the final set is also best of 3. I could be wrong, because I know nothing, Jon Snow, and I'm as new to this as you are. I just arrived to the scene, man, from my janitor job in the convenience store. So I just got started in this cast, and I turned on the TV, and oh hey, this game was going on. Anyways, let me just quickly show you what is going to be the map. So I think you know by now already, because usually it's very disadvantaged for Zerg on ASL Season 19 maps in general, and Metropolis, it is they picked the most balanced map actually, 49.7%, and this is the rates that I've just recently put up, or rather researched a couple of days ago. So these number of stats are relatively recent. 165 games played from Metropolis, all-time stats. So that's nice. And let's see, usually the player who is the weaker player, like I tell you, would often like to go for cheese, and that is Scan, especially when it's best of 1 like this. He wants to actually do some kind of crazy attacks and surprise the opponent with a very nicely prepared build. And to counter that, usually the stronger player would go for very safe builds. Something like not what Soulkey is doing right now, which is 12 hatch openings, and trying to go for early sunkens and stuff like that, put some spores in the main. But to counter that, sometimes the weaker player would go for very greedy builds as well. So this is this kind of, okay, that double stop what it's going to be. So very standard on this map. You keep in mind that this map you have, okay, that drone has been not really useful for the longest time possible. I like that. I like the fact that Soulkey took a lot of time with that drone instead of actually mining, because it's gonna put the game a bit more even between these two players. Okay, with Sunkens coming up, and this is gonna be, of course, a vulture opening. Nice. A Marine coming out. Zerg is gonna try to go through the middle because he's anticipating that the vulture could actually go through the middle. The Marine gets not yet discovered by the Zerglings, and now the vulture is out. I think the Marine was trying to catch an overlord there, but was not able to catch the overlord, so it's gonna back up a little bit here. And while the starport is gonna start to come out, that's gonna vulture start to aggress onto Soulkey's Terran. Let me just quickly show you some vital information. So first of all, let's take a look at the elo stats for the previous 30 days. Here are the elo stats in the previous 30 days of the players. As you can see, Soulkey has climbed right up the ladder. Like I tell you, he's one of those players who is not really an off-stream player. He only gets serious around the days of the ASL. He's very meticulous, very methodical about his playstyle, and he gets very serious, and he starts to prepare around this time. So this is why you're seeing his rating is starting to shoot up a little bit here. So that's nice, because we really want to see that the real Soulkey, not the fake version, that kind of off-race Terran player playing against a Flash kind of version. So that's gonna be interesting. And double rates coming out, and he is gonna of course find his first overlord. That is without a question. Now the question is, how much damage can he do with the next parts of overlord? So let me just quickly check that. But before that, let me just quickly show you the accomplishment of the players. As you can see, David versus Goliath. Who's David? Who's the stronger guy? David, right, or Goliath? I don't know. I know that Goliath is in the Starcraft universe. Anyways, this is a frontal attack. Very interesting. He goes to some drone. He gets how many drones? He gets a couple of drones. He gets 2-3 drones. All right, looks like Scan is prepared something very new. Of course, Soulkey is being very, very safe. He's going to be going for Burrow. Burrow is the way to play, and you should keep a single raid at expansion and go around and, you know, snipe drones in the other expansion. Is going to be going for Overlord because Overlords cannot hide underground. By the way, about this graphic, I tell you, this is the accomplishment per round of the previous 18 season of ASL. You can see that oh wow, very, very good for Soulkey. He needs to catch another drone. No, he doesn't. He's gonna try to go for the overlord. He needs to get as many overlords as possible because that is gonna stop any kind of detection. Zerg cannot get inside the main. So for the timing, Soulkey is on a back foot. But this means nothing. This means nothing in the face of Soulkey because he's just so good with deflecting this kind of attacks, and he stopped the expansion from going up, and that is gonna cause a scan. Very, very ironically, a scan if he wants to go and expand. For the timing, Zerg is gonna get sniped, but we're gonna be having Scourges coming out. Where are the remaining overlords? There's one right here. Is that an overlord? That could be an overlord. I'm not so sure. There's one right here. So let's see how quickly the scan gets to discover those overlords. So that's gonna be the question. We're gonna be having mutants coming out. So I guess this is the moment for me to kind of just pause the game a little bit and tell you what people are predicting from this group. You know, why these raids and mutualist dances are happening on the sky. So who says what? MTCN77 from Turkey says, I'm for Team Barracks. All right, this is right off the real-time Liquipedia thread on tr.net. Tornado Steve says, very hard to see an upset in this group, I'll say. And then Zerg from Sweden says, Scan up against the best ZvT player of all time, of course. Holy Bat says, Soulkey and Barracks is his bet. Very, very standard. So it's either Soulkey and Barracks or Soulkey versus Light, right? Is what everyone's doing. Roger Chilling Wood says, it's turbo time. I think he's referring to YSC. I don't know. I don't know why he's referring to YSC. Kruger from Sweden says, would love for Scan to advance, but I can't see it happening. SK and Light should move on. I went with a safe LB Liquipedia bet. Soulkey and Light with Prosatan from Romania. And who else? Tornado Steve says, I want to see Scan get nuked. Well, he means nuking the other guy, or maybe nuking himself, right, to save himself from disgrace. Anyways, back to this game. What are we seeing? 10 mutualists are now from Soulkey. I think Overlord speed is done. So Scan's got to do something because Soulkey, why not, right? Soulkey, he's showing amazing skills here. Soulkey is going up in bases. He's taking a 6 base right here. And of course, he's keeping his mutualist flock very, very healthy. These raids are doing good, but I think you need to transition into something else if you want to win this game. Scan is not yet expanded, where Soulkey has taken out the base now. So that's going to be devastating. A single raid coming out just to scout. He wants to see if there's a hidden base somewhere on this map, and that is the right choice. Now we're going to be waiting for the switch to Hydras from Soulkey, and the switch to, I guess, Bio and Tanks, possibly from Scan, and we're going to be heading towards the mid game. And Soulkey is playing very, very slowly here. Just want to make sure that nothing is out of the ordinary. He doesn't want to take up his bases too early. He doesn't want to die too early. But he, of course, wants to take some advantage when he can. This double Scourge is gonna go out there. This raid is checking for the timing of the of the hydrant, and that raid is very, very funny. But now it's gonna go back, and yeah, as you know, these raids are paper planes. Is the nickname that we used to call them back in the old days. They are so fragile, so brittle. But let's see how they're going to be performing against these players. Yeah, so I guess these players will not be doing anything useful for the next 30 seconds, at least 1 minute or 2 minutes. So let me just quickly show you something else. So let's cheer things up by showing you the player card and the player square photo. So this is a photo of Soulkey just overlooking the drones getting transferred towards the third base there. And this is his player cards, if you're wondering. Drones getting sniped. Very nice. Catching how many drones? 2-3 drones. But oh my god, that drone is gonna fall. It dies. And now these raids gonna back up a little bit. Supply-wise, 66 for Soulkey, and Scan is only 61. So these raids, they have to be something else, because now, like, if you look at the army front, Scan has got like 4 Marines. That's basically the only thing that he's got, so that's something to keep in mind. But anyways, I'm just gonna show you the picture of Goliath right now, David, right? David is the weaker player, right, in the Greek mythologies. Scan, this is Scan's photo. If you're wondering what he looks like, I think everyone knows. And this is his player card. Let me just quickly show that to you. Well, do I have his player card? Oh, I don't have his player card. That's rare. That's very rare. I will just check it a little bit later. Anyways, alright. These mutualists are coming way closer towards the enemy line here, and they're gonna be doing some shots. But now you see they're dying very quickly. If they all died, then the Marines become very, very difficult. And when the next wave of mutualist upgrades come through, but it looks like the Overlords have been in position already, so that's gonna be the end of that. Nice and audacious strategy, I think, for Scan to try, but he just didn't. It just didn't really work out for him. And now he's gonna be back to defending here. Soulkey 85 supply, Scan with only 73. As you can see, Soulkey is ahead, but he's not coming in to finish up the game right away. He's just making sure that he's got everything covered, you know, get his economy, because one terrible thing that could happen to the Zerg player right now is like possibly a drop. I think a frontal attack is not likely, right, because with these, you know, very fragile raids, you cannot do anything. But a drop could be very likely, so he want to make sure he maintains air dominance throughout the game. And make sure that, you know, he can deflect any kind of, you know, wraith accompaniment with the dropships later. Anyways, now we're gonna be having lurkers coming out. So what Scan needs to have right now are some tanks. And indeed, he does have some tanks. And there's gonna be some stop lurkers. Of course, this is the you know, the usual dish of the Zerg, I don't know, culinary experience or culture there. And Marine's gonna move right past these units, and where are they going? And they get ready to deploy, and looks like Mitch is gonna come through, and Scan is completely destroyed. This is what happened when you move out before the advent of science vessel. There's a tank, though. The tank is attacking, but the tank might get sniped. Pull back and save the tank, man. What are you doing? Pull back and save the tank. He's gonna get surrounded. He's waiting at the last minute. Marines need to attack a bit more, and there's just enough Marine to hold. Possibly the tank is attacking against but he doesn't have Scan, so he cannot even see those lurkers. He can only see them where they're not burrowed. And now Scan is getting pushed back. Scan down to 63 supply, 65 supply. Soulkey is about 30 supply ahead. So this game should be ending in favor of Soulkey soon, but that was a nice strategy by Scan. By the way, I did find Scan's player card. Let me just quickly show you, because I think everyone is interested to see that. Here is his player card. So he's a relatively young or relatively new player, right? Ryo Seong Kon is his name, and he is belonging to the YB University League. We shall see more of him in the loser set. But now the battle is gonna be over, and of course Soulkey is gonna crush Scan right now. Nice fight. The first tank will fall. The second tank is very, very close to falling. Do we have Scanner there? It is, but is it gonna be enough? I'm not so sure. The rest of the threats have all fallen, and now lurkers coming forward and cleaning up the mess here. Nice party for the Zerg. Boom, boom. Marines coming through the ramp will fall, and the first science is way too late. GG! Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.